would argue, though, Stephen even though I was a staunch critic, and I think I pretty much nailed it as it relates to Barack Obama and his radical philosophy from very early on, and in large part because I think I did a lot more legwork than the rest of the media in this country, and I tried to pass on this information that I was accumulating, including reading Obama's books and reading about the black value system, and reading about Jeremiah Wright and Bill Ayers and all the things that I went into great specificity and detail on. The media didn't do that. So I had a pretty good read on Obama, and I think I've been proven correct in pretty much everything that I anticipated would happen. Even Republicans that said I was being too harsh in my criticism have since come back to me and said, you know what, you were right. You read this perfectly. We didn't get it. And I'd say, well, you know, I wish I were wrong because I want the country to succeed. I don't have anything against Barack Obama. The problem, I don't know how to I'm not really good at marketing. I'm not good at BS. I'm not good at these phony platitudes. I'm not good at just creating a speech that's not backed up by words and deeds. I do know certain principles work. The principle of freedom works. Capitalism works. Socialism does not work. Peace through strength works. Trust but verify works. And so what I do, Stephen A., is every day I go out there and advocate the things that I think are most important. Being reliant on foreign oil is dumb. You know, America can do better. America has the resources. I believe inherently in the talent of every man, woman, and child that's ever been born. I think we're all equally created by God. Okay. Where my faith comes in. And that means that the worst thing that I think a person can end up doing in their life is becoming dependent upon the government. Because the only thing they're going to get after they have their big state dinners, we're going to be getting crumbs at the end of the day from the elites in Washington that claim to have a monopoly on compassion and caring for people. If you care about people, you believe in them. If you care about people, you teach them how to fish. You don't give them a fish every day.
Well, I agree, but what I'm saying to you is that by and large, believe it or not, Sean, most people in the black community would agree with you. I think the thing that you need to embrace and accept is the fact that people, a lot of black families that I know, and I'm from a black family, I'm a black man, I am telling you, we have a lot of conservative viewpoints. We might have some liberal, viewpoints from a social perspective, but by and large, we've got a lot of conservative viewpoints. The lack of an affinity for conservatives is because of an innate and an ingrained mistrust for the Republican Party. A lot of people look at
but Stephen A., why is this? Well, I mean, if we're going to look historically at this,
education, Sean.
Hang on, Abraham Lincoln, the Republican Party.
Absolutely.
Okay, if we look at the Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, who did Lyndon Johnson need?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Okay, so all right, so it wasn't Robert KKK Byrd, and it wasn't Al Gore's father that were there when we needed the most. It was the Republican Party that pushed forward the greatest advancement in civil rights, rightly so in our history, frankly, far too late in our history. Right. But so why don't the Republican Party get credit for this?
Because it's a simple answer, Sean, and you know this better than me. People don't know. How many times, Sean, think about it this way. You have a show, you reach millions of people every day. You talk to people, they say, Sean Hannity, you're a great American. We love you, blah, 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 blah. Half the time, damn it, they don't even know why. They don't know what you know. And the reality is that if you have people who believe philosophically and ideologically in the exact message that you're disseminating every single day, and they don't know, why would people who innately and inherently are inclined to disagree with you know any more than those folks do? All right,
but I'm back to my fundamental point here, and that is that I just expressed to you what it means to me to be a conservative and why I am a conservative and what that message is all about. I don't know how that gets distorted.
Well, let me tell you because when you talk about a free market society, you talk pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps and getting it done. What you have are people in the minority community that will tell you that, Sean, systemically, there's a system in place that has historically held them back by and large. All right, but wait a minute. They don't believe what you believe in terms of how fair it is. They believe in government intervention.
But we also know, and it has been proven historically, that the Great Society, the welfare state, has not helped anybody of any race, color, or background either. And look, even as much as I hate the racist anti-Semite Louis Farrakhan, and I've listened to tapes, hours of tapes of him over the years, I mean, his message about independence and morality At least on paper. I'm saying putting aside his anti-Semitism,
absolutely.
Because I've listened and I've studied this guy, and frankly, it's a sad thing with somebody that has his speaking ability has wasted it on so much hatred and animosity and antipathy and anti-Semitism.
I got you.
But putting that aside, but if you listen to some of the other message, those would be conservative themes that he is speaking about. Don't do drugs, don't drink, be good fathers, stay at home, take care of your kid, believe in God, pray to God. All right.
But Sean, what I'm trying to say to you is I'm repeating myself. I'm saying to you that message, by and large, is heard. But ultimately, it has to come down to who you trust and who you feel comfortable with. You remember why I was?
So why do the Democrats have the trust? Trust predominantly in the African-American community.
Because they've done an incredibly successful job of painting the Republican Party as a party that is
stop right there. So they have been able to characterize the Republican Party in false ways.
How many times have I got to say this? Are you making me repeat myself for the seventh time?
No, I just want to make sure.
I've been saying that.
Right.
I've been saying that to you since I met you.
All right. So now you're but you're still not giving me what else could be done or said. I want a solution from you, and I still haven't gotten that.
Well, the solution is people like yourself, like the Mark Levins of the world, like others who know policy, it could speak to fact. Make sure that you are doing everything that you possibly...
Stephen A., I do this every day. I don't... listen, it's not... I don't have a greater ability. I give everything I've got every day. I
keep
dig
on
down...
doing it.
All right, but you're saying it's not enough. You're saying it's not resonating.
Did you ever think that me and you would be cool with one another? I mean, think about this.
Well, you got
to pound that pavement, sure. You got to put in the work.
No.
You got to put in the work.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
That's where. Listen, I was on CNN about 2 years ago when John McCain.
Don't worry, nobody saw you.
I understand that. Stop that. But I was on the channel, and here's what happened.
Yeah.
They were talking to me, and I said it would behoove John McCain to not have people standing behind him who are all white. There doesn't appear to be any diversity, and on top of it all, they all look older than him.
I went to the Republican convention. I was there at the debates. I don't know what you're talking about. I know many African Americans that were prominently supporting John McCain.
I know, you know a few.
No, I know many.
More than 90% voted for Barack Obama. That's a fact.
But listen, if you look at demographics and elections historically, the African American community 90% of the time votes Democratic. That's the whole point.
That is the core point. That is the core point. But you have to start asking yourself, why is that?
We've just spent 20 minutes talking about this, and I still don't. Look, here's the deal. The only thing that I think people can do is come out with a message of independence, lower taxes, less government intrusion into our life. And people, regardless of race, have got to believe and buy into freedom. We're at a crossroads, Stephen A. It's either we're going to be a freedom society or we're going to be a state-run society. Obama's moving towards the statism, and statism is a guarantee of America decline.
Yeah, sure. But I got something else for you where you're absolutely right. And you've said this many times, but I've never told you this before. But this is right on the money. Conservatives have to stand together and make sure that you vividly display the difference between yourself and from liberals, and ultimately stand on the principles that you're talking about.
I do this every day.
If you don't do that,
I still don't have the answer that I want, but I gave you your best shot. You got to admit. All right, Stephen A., we got to run, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you for being with us.
No problem, buddy. Take care.